is here to represent us. Uh, before we coming to the program, I just want to introduce you the speaker of today. We have with us Mr. Tushar Kansal. He is the founder, CEO of Consultancy Ventures. Tusharji is an accomplished professional with experience of spanning multiple sectors from venture capital, brand capital, big four consulting like Deloitte, Toshe, LSE listed Mensa India units, MTS India, to CFO of Guggenheim Partners owned company DLI. He is also a mentor and judge at entrepreneurship cell of IIT Mumbai, IIT Delhi, IIT Chennai, IIT ISM Dhanbad, and such a marquee institution. Tushar has expertise of financials and business advisory, fundraising, and creation of document collateral for VC funding. Tusharji is a venture advisor with a loyal VC, the Inset-led Canadian VC fund, having a core portfolio of over 160 investments in more than 35 countries. He is also a partner with GSD Venture Studios, a Silicon Valley-based venture builder. Over the years, Tusharji has arranged funding for startups and growth stage companies in diverse sectors like edtech, fintech, consumer B2C, B2B, and D2C, agri-tech, disruptive, and deep tech, as well as non-tech sectors. You may please see all recommendation on LinkedIn. We would share the LinkedIn. Auto Shaji, if you can help to share your LinkedIn profile on the chat box so that people may
Sure.
connect you on LinkedIn. His expert opinion is often sought by leading business news channels and publications like CNN, News 18, VCTV, Business World, Business and Economy, Curious, Digital Market Asia. He has come on 100 plus talks. Just check on YouTube channel. We would share the YouTube link very soon. And he received executive education from Harvard Business School, MBA Finance from University of Delhi, and BTech from Technology Institute of Textiles and Sciences. Thank you so much, Tusharji, for joining us. Thank you so much for drawing us time and coming us and blessing us with your information. And as I said, that I was not going to take much of your time as we have a celebrity speaker today to speak on the venture funding part. Everyone is here to listen more about the topic. And without delaying for further, I would like to invite the speaker for the day, Mr. Tushar Kansal. Sir, please take over and bless us with your knowledgeable information session. We are very eager to hear from you. Thank you so much, Tusharji. Please take over.
Thank you so much, Gaurav ji. Thank you for having me here for this talk. I have great regards for you, for Manoj ji, for Ashu ji, for Raj ji, for everyone who's working so hard for MSME and Startups Forum. I am amongst the early members of MSME Forum, and I have seen the sincerity and honesty and hard work of the forum members, and it is my pleasure to be here on this talk today and be talking about venture capital, about startups, about funding. I have just given my LinkedIn profile on the chat and also my website and email ID. I welcome everyone to connect with me on LinkedIn and write to me on email ID. So this topic has become very important today, how to get funded. And this topic is important because if you look at the investment options for people today, if you put your money in a fixed deposit, which is the safest kind of investment, if you are in US, you get hardly 0.5% return in a year. If you are in Japan and you are putting your money in a bank, you have to pay the bank. It is negative interest rate. And if you are, so what are the investment options available for an investor to make money from money? And if you look at the investment options, then you can put money in stock market. You can put money in the stock market also through mutual funds. You can put money in commodities trading, and nowadays you have cryptocurrency. So everybody is trying to make money through money, and the statistics say that venture capital investment gets you the maximum return as compared to any other asset class. So if you are investing in startups, in unlisted startups, you will make the maximum amount of money. But startup investing calls for knowledge about the whole investment ecosystem, and also one has to take care of some points. So I will be explaining all those points today. The first thing about if you are going forward to raise funding, the first thing is that you have to have a good Google presence, which means today you met an investor. The investor knows little bit about you. He knows you are a very good founder. You are creating a company, a startup, but he will search you on Google. And because he will search you on Google, you should have a good Google presence. Nowadays, people, when they search in Google, they look at only the first 10 or the first 20 searches. So write some blogs, maybe a blog on medium.com. Have some videos about what are you planning to do, about your passion. And if your business is your passion, then naturally you will write more about it, you will talk more about it, maybe go to talks on Clubhouse, um, go on discussion forums. And so, one searches about you on Google, then one is able to make out that what you are trying to do and what you are trying to create. So this is my most solid recommendation to you. Now, secondly, you should understand how venture capital funds operate. Venture capital funds, they raise money from people who are called limited partners. And limited partners give them money for 3 year, 5 year, 8 years. If it is a European investor, he will give you for 8 years. If it is a Indian industrialist, he might ask you for to give him return in 3 years. But 5 to 8 years is the kind of time for which they give you money to manage. Let me give you one example. Sequoia Capital invested in WhatsApp at a very small valuation of $50 million. And WhatsApp was bought by Facebook for $19 billion. So the return generated by Sequoia was, you can't even count it. So the investors who had invested in Sequoia Capital Venture Capital Fund, they would have made multiple amount of money. So when these funds, they invest in startups, they go by what we call the portfolio approach, which means 10 startup में पैसे डाले, you put money in 10 startups, 7 will fail. 1 will be giving you 5 times return. 1 more will be giving you 30 times return. And there will be a star performer which will give you 500 times return. So this is called a portfolio approach. So they invest by the way of portfolio approach, because startup investing is a risky investment, because you are giving money to young people, you are giving money to some new ideas, you are trying to create something in a market which is dominated by people who have a lot of cash. So you are in a consumer market, you are competing with Hindustan Unilever, Hindustan Lever, or Procter and Gamble. If you are in food market and you plan to create a marketplace, you are dealing with funded clients like Zomato and Swiggy. If you are in a petroleum, you are dealing with Reliance. So end of the day, if you are doing something good in the market, people can copy you easily. So, and they have the money to create a business. So all these factors investors think very seriously about, that what if my business gets copied. So they bother about they, it might look like jargons to you, but for the venture capital guys, these are day to day issues, like barriers to entry, like intellectual property. So all these terms have a lot of meaning for the venture capital funds. Now, let me tell you uh, uh, what are the funds looking for when they do an investment. I will just share my screen and take you through that. Yeah, how to raise funds. Uh, so introduction, Gauravji already gave. I don't have much to add. I just want to say that you can add me on LinkedIn and we can connect, and or you can email me. Uh, Now the investor he does not want to waste his time, because he gets 20 to 30 companies in a day. So you have to present your information very neatly to him, and it is called a pitch deck, which is a 15 slide document which is presented to the investor. This is the information needed by the investor on the business proposition. It is a problem statement. What is a problem statement? Now, if we used to buy things from people, from companies, we used to have a problem that sometimes the material came bad quality. Sometimes you ordered something and something else came. So the technology companies, like e-commerce companies, they solved it by having cash on delivery, and they also solved it by having a rating system on the site. So the problem statement has to be something which impacts people in a big way. And you can, like, even luxury is a thing which uh, it also comes in a problem statement, because people are very aware of how the world lives nowadays. They are very aware how people live in quality. So you might be selling a luxury item, and so you might be solving a fundamental problem for the customer who wants high standard living. Then the solution. Problem might be as difficult as possible, but generally the solutions which one gets out are simple. So your solution should be very clear, and your solution should be a type of a solution which is sustainable and scalable, which means it earns money on its own and the company can grow from there. The third thing is the team behind. They Investors really want to know uh, what is the depth of the team. Like, is it fairly balanced? Like, you have marketing person also, product person also, you have finance person also, and all might not be the founders of the company, but the team should be balanced. It should have all kind of people. Then the market size and opportunity. When you talk to venture capital funds, let me tell you, they have an investment thesis. Investment thesis means that they decide which sector they want to invest in, what is the ticket size they want to invest in, what is the stage of the company at which they will come in, what is the market size of the sector where they will be investing. All these things are called investment thesis, and this investment thesis is given on the website of the venture capital fund guys. Market size is very important, because if you are targeting a very small market size, then how far can the company go? अगर आप 100 करोड़ की मार्केट टारगेट कर रहे हो, मे बी यू कैन बिकम 50% मार्केट शेयर, मे बी यू कैन become 50 crore turnover, but your size will not increase beyond that easily, because to increase your size, you will have to increase the size of the market, which will command a lot of money. So there have been companies who have grown the market by putting in money, but doing that, it calls for a long commitment and lot of money. Then the product you are creating, the investor wants to know, and many founders, many startup guys, they show the product to the investor. So the investor can take a feel of the product. Maybe it's a hardware product he can see, maybe it's an online product he can use and see, and so on. Business model would mean how to make money from that particular uh, solution which you have found to the problem. Traction means what is the revenue you are doing right now. Competitor analysis, which means the investor really wants to know which competition you will be dealing with, who are the competitors, what is their business model, and your competitive advantages, how you are better than them, how you are different from them, how you are trying to do something which is different from what these guys are already doing. Then the financial projections, very important. You should know that in the next 5 years, what are you trying to create, how much you are trying to earn. And these financial projections are also used by us, our team, to uh, uh, to do a valuation of the company, that how will you value the company. So when we value the company by discounted cash flow, which is one of the methods, then we use financial projections. Then the ask, what is the fund amount you are asking for, and use of funds. If the investor is giving you his money, you have to tell him how will you use it. You will where How much will you put in marketing, how much will you put in team building, how much will you put in going to new markets, and so on. And last, the future roadmap, that where do you see yourself in the next 6 years, 8 years, 5 years. What are the stages, like when will you create the product, when will you reach a milestone of 20,000 customers, when will you start an office in another city, and so on. As explained earlier, problem statement may basically means how what is the fundamental problem you are solving in the market. Nowadays, let me give you a heads up. The biggest sector which is growing since the last 6 years, starting 2015, is D2C, direct to consumer. It has become a $4 billion sector in a matter of 6 years. What it means is earlier the e-commerce ecosystem was not well established in India. So the logistics company were not so good, the deliveries were late, and then cash on delivery COD was not created by them, and all these uh, somebody has unmuted themselves. Yeah, now it is fine. So all after 2015, the e-commerce sector became quite mature. Now, see, if you put a product on Amazon or Flipkart, you are paying 22%, 25%. If you put your cloud kitchen on Zomato or Swiggy, you are paying 25 to 35%. One butter chicken you are selling, out of 600 rupees butter chicken, 250, 200 rupees is taken by Zomato. Will it pinch you or not? It will pinch you. But that's a big share he's taking, even probably more than your profit. So D2C means have your own website, tie up with logistics companies, maybe have some offline distribution, and sell your product directly from your website, do digital marketing of your website or maybe at the app. And that is a very big sector. It is a very growing sector. You look at Boat headphones, they raised $100 million within a matter of 4 years. Look at Mama Earth, they became 100 crore company, 100 crore turnover company in a matter of 3-4 years. So it's a very it's a very good business to be in. Now the team behind is the most important. I was talking to investors and they'd say, Tushar, essentially we are betting on the founder. हम जिस घोड़े पे पैसा लगा रहे हैं वो फाउंडर है, और founder quality should be the best, and product can be lacking here and there. If the founder is good, he will create the right product, he will improve the product, maybe he changes the product completely, pivots to a new kind of model, but founder quality is the first thing we see. So generally इसमें one of the side effects of this founder first approach, जिसको फाउंडर मार्केट फिट भी बोलते हैं, उसकी अप्रोच का नेगेटिव साइड ये है कि आईआईटीएंस पे लगाओ, इंसियाड वाले पे लगाओ, आईएम वाले पे लगाओ, हार्वर्ड वाले पे लगाओ, कि कम से कम उनके पास एलुमनाई नेटवर्क तो है जहां से वो बिजनेस खींच सकते हैं. सो इसका ये साइड इफेक्ट है फाउंडर मार्केट फिट देखने का जो क्रेज है इन्वेस्टर्स में. सो बट देर इज नो डाउट whenever I meet founders and of many startups, जो क्वालिटी फाउंडर होता है ना, यू आर एबल टू इमीडिएटली सी इस बंदे के अंदर स्पार्क है. He can think wide. You ask him any question, he will give you a well thought out answer. And if he hasn't given you a well thought out answer, then he will think about it and the next 5 minutes give you a very balanced answer. So it means original thinking and a self confidence. These people are called hustlers. जो ये investors बोलते हैं बार बार, let us hustle, we need hustlers. तो hustlers कौन होता है? एक 2018 pass out है from aviation engineering in Moscow. His name is Vaibhav. He's such a hustler. He wanted to set up an aviation academy and he's setting it up in Meerut. And when he was starting off, he wanted to meet the civil aviation minister. Now people said, oh yes, we will get you to meet the minister, we will take 1%, we will take this percent, but nobody was, they were not able to fix the meeting. This guy took a train, went to the constituency of the civil aviation minister, met the party guy, had the dinner and drinks with him. Next, within 2 days, he was sitting with the civil aviation minister. So, these people are called hustlers. They will just not listen to no. They will not listen to negativity. If somebody is saying maybe, their mind will say yes. If somebody is saying no, their mind will say maybe. So these are the kind of people which investors look for and they want to put their money. And the earlier you are investing in the company, like maybe the revenue has not started and maybe the minimum viable product MVP is not created. So you are betting on the founder. But when the revenue is coming and the business is established, then you know that how market situations change. Sometimes the Lehman crisis came, then the COVID came, then the nature of the market keeps on changing, and technology is something which changes every 3 months. So you have to have the strong mind and brains behind the company who can take, who can analyze fast, take good quality decisions. And one subset of all this thinking is bet on IITians. So, not all IITians are great, but people say, इसने एक बार लाइफ में इतना बड़ा अचीवमेंट किया है तो आगे भी करेगा, इसमें क्वालिटी है. So that is the approach with the large number of investors. Also, that venture capital funds usually take people from Ivy League colleges like Harvard and INSEAD, and so they tend to think कि अपने college का ही ले लो. They always feel, let me take my alumni. So that's why all these things start mattering. But reality is that Facebook, Mark Zuckerberg, he's a college dropout. A lot of these people are college dropouts because from a formal way of learning, they understand that they can also learn by creating something and doing a business. So Elon Musk, US government said, हम अपने इंटरव्यूज में डिग्रीज नहीं चाहिए हमको. आपके पास डिग्री नहीं है, आप फॉर्म भरो, हम इंटरव्यू पे बुलाएंगे आपको. So it was the first government in the world which said we don't need degrees. The second is Elon Musk, Tesla. He said, don't need degrees. You have skills, real life skills. You have learned them. Just come and join my company. Clear the interview and join my company. So this is another trend which is taking shape in the world. आज तक आपने जो भी पढ़ा है और जो भी पढ़ोगे वो गूगल पे अवेलेबल है. It is available on Udemy, it's available on Unacademy, it is available on YouTube. The content is free, but you should be having the the confidence that I will just open a course or buy a course and do it and build a skill, not take a certificate, not take a diploma, not take a degree, but build a skill. So that mindset, that is what is required when you are doing these kind of startups. Then market size. As I told you, the investment thesis of a large number of venture capital funds, they also include market size. If you are in a business which has a small market size, then of course the valuation won't be big in the future. So that is the importance of market size. Then business model, I would say that this is the most important. There is a poll which was conducted by Credit Suisse, and it polled 6,000 startups. 54% of the startup guys said that the business fails because people are not buying the product, because what they created does not have a practical requirement in the market. So they created the wrong thing. So business model is important, because what you have created, what is the pricing you have kept, what is the distribution you have kept, what is the availability of the product as compared to all kinds of markets where it is available. We are living in a globalized world. So that should be practical, and that should have a practical use. So this is the importance of business model. It can be like whether you are selling in commission, whether monthly subscription or yearly subscription, or what are your sales channels. Traction, I see a lot of people who come to me, sir, we are idea stage, we are pre-revenue stage. The only thing is, जो इन्वेस्टर है वो कैसे जज करे कि ये बिजनेस पैसा बनाएगा जब आपने उसको थोड़ा सा रेवेन्यू करके नहीं दिखाया, आपने 50 lakhs नहीं करके दिखाया, 10 lakhs नहीं करके दिखाया, जीरो पे वो कैसे जज करेगा? And if you are doing very small turnover like 2 lakh rupees or 1 lakh, it is almost zero. So best kind of funding जिसमें आपको अच्छा पैसा मिलता है, you get good valuation, that is usually when you show revenue. You can also take funding pre-revenue. I am not saying it is not available. It is available. You have accelerators who put 25 lakh rupees, you have government schemes, you have a lot of options, which we will discuss in question and answers. But if you want good quality money, you want $10 million, $5 million, you want $2 million, then you show revenue. And that is the way forward. Now, competition is very important. There is a fintech company, my client, they are creating a youth-based prepaid instrument, which is a kind of a debit card. तो वो बना रहे हैं उसको बहुत कलरफुल, फंकी, उसमें कैशबैक्स होंगे, उसमें पॉइंट सिस्टम होगा, उसमें फ्लैशी होगा काफी. So one of the big investors in the market, Mr. Rajul Garg of Leo Capital, उनके साथ मीटिंग थी हमारी. तो वो जैसे एक्सप्लेन कर रहा था वो, सो राजुल सर वाज नॉट एबल टू मेक आउट कि ये क्या क्रिएट कर रहा है. एंड इन्वेस्टर से हमें 45 मिनट्स का टाइम मिला था. सो एंड ऑफ द डे द फिनटेक गाय started telling him which are the competitor companies in the market, in the US market and Europe market. And that's when the investor realized, oh, you are trying to create this thing. So somebody who understands the sector knows the companies in the market. तो उसको आप अगर competitor के नाम बता रहे हो और उसके साथ में what are your competitive advantages over this competitor, तो वो it becomes a very easy way of explaining to the investor. But if you are naming your competitors, then always remember that you have to name the competitive advantages also. How are you better than or different than all these uh, competitors? So ये बहुत important है. Then financial projections. Financial projections would mean, अब क्या है कि जो यूरोपियन फैमिली ऑफिसेज हैं जो वेंचर कैपिटल फंड में पैसा डालते हैं, फैमिली ऑफिसेज हैं, पेंशन फंड्स हैं, देन यू हैव एंडाउमेंट फंड्स, जो हार्वर्ड वालों का एंडाउमेंट फंड है वो लोग डालते हैं वेंचर कैपिटल में पैसा. सो दे पुट मनी फॉर 8 years. दे आर वेरी पेशेंट काइंड ऑफ कैपिटल कि पैसा हम 8 साल में हमें रिटर्न बना के दिखा दो, 10 साल में रिटर्न बना के दिखा दो. सो आप अगर फाइनेंशियल प्रोजेक्शंस एक्सप्लेन कर रहे हो फंड वाले को, इफ यू आर जस्ट गिविंग हिम 3 year projections, see, when you put money in a business, for the first 1 or 2 years it will make losses. Third year it will show you good operating profit. So at least 5 years projections you should make कि पहले 1-2 साल में लॉस था, थर्ड ईयर में अच्छा थोड़ा प्रॉफिट आया, and then fourth year, fifth year, the cash flows were very good and you were able to recover the money, so the return on the project is very nice. So that is the importance of having a 5 year projections. And a lot of people, what they do is turnover, they do exponential. 10 crore, 200 crore, 1000 crore, and expenses, the cost required to achieve that turnover, usko 30% growth, 40% growth, 60% growth. So naturally, जो कैश फ्लोज अवेलेबल हैं बिजनेस को वो बहुत ज्यादा दिखने लगते हैं. बट जो इन्वेस्टर होता है, ही अंडरस्टैंड्स द सेक्टर, सो ही वुड टेंड टू कैच all this financial jugglery. So the best is to not to be like unrealistic, just be a little bit realistic. Next, use of funds. Ask how much amount you are asking. You have to give it in both dollars and rupees. And this is very important because आजकल valuations बहुत अच्छी है companies की. The valuations are very good. So the investor, the startup guys, they believe in asking for good amount of money. But what happens is sometimes it doesn't match up. So right now, there was a guy, he's doing engineering, and he's very early. I mean, he hasn't set up anything on the ground. So he was telling me, sir, I want to raise $100 million. So now the thing is, I will never put down a person who has a good dreams. And secondly, a person who has answers also. So I asked him, 100 million ka kya karega? So he was able to tell me how he will set up a smartphone factory, get a performance-linked incentive from the Indian government of 6%, and how this smartphone which he has envisaged, it is the need of the market. So I had no doubts about that. But the Indian investor, when he puts in money, straight away he will never put $100 million. So he might put in 3 crore, 2 crore, or if you are a successful founder, like what was his name, Kunal Shah. Kunal Shah sold Freecharge for $300 million, and when he was setting up Cred, he got $30 million seed capital. So the investor said, इसने पहले ही किया हुआ है तो मैं इसके ऊपर बड़ा पैसा लगा सकता हूँ. And Jitendra Gupta, Jupiter, he sold his company to PayU. So when he started off his new fintech company, he got $24 million. But why people run after Harvard and Stanford and MIT and IIT and all these colleges. Alumni network, alumni network, that is the only, that is the golden goose. Because मेरे को आज $50 million किसी को देने हैं VC fund को. Will I give it to someone who I know since 30 years, or will I give it to someone who I don't know at all, but who's talking very nice and his reports are very nice, his documents are very nice, but I have met him only once or twice? आप किस पे पैसा डालोगे? एंड ऑफ द डे रिटर्न की बात तो दूर है कि रिटर्न चाहिए मुझे 30% का, IRR चाहिए 20%. मेरा मूल तो बचना चाहिए, मेरा जो ओरिजिनल मनी प्रिंसिपल है वो तो वापस आए, कहीं वो ही ना उड़ जाए. सो दैट इज द वैल्यू ऑफ ट्रस्ट. और वो ट्रस्ट एलुमनाई नेटवर्क्स, रिलेशनशिप नेटवर्क्स, इन सबसे वो ट्रस्ट बिल्ड होता है. और वो ट्रस्ट इतना इंपॉर्टेंट है. देयर इज दिस फ्रेंड ऑफ माइन हु इज मैनेजिंग $50 million hedge fund. I don't know whether I should name the fund also. Okay, I will name it. It's Elara India Gateway Fund. और उसको 3 साल तक बेस्ट परफॉर्मिंग हेज फंड इन द इंडियन स्टॉक मार्केट का अवार्ड मिला हुआ है. और अवार्ड भी वो खरीदने वाला अवार्ड नहीं था, इट वॉज अ वेरी जेन्युइन अवार्ड जिसको मार्केट बिलीव करती है. तो he wants to create a $300 million fund. अब वो जो बड़े लोग बैठे हैं यूएस में जो 300 मिलियन 500 मिलियन डाल सकते हैं, वो साल में कितनी बार उसको मीटिंग टाइम मिलता है? जब वो मीटिंग टाइम के लिए करता है उसको 6 महीने में एक मीटिंग मिलती है. एंड दिस गाय इज नॉट फ्रॉम एनी आईवी लीग कॉलेज. तो 6 महीने में एक मीटिंग मिली, साल में 2 मीटिंग मिली, 2 मीटिंग में डिसीजन होता ही नहीं है. जिसको 10 मिलियन डालने हैं, 20 मिलियन डालने हैं, वो 2 मीटिंग में नहीं लेता डिसीजन. सो that is the struggle which happens, practical struggle, in spite of giving you the best performance in the last 3 years in the Indian stock market. उसको 300 मिलियन रेज करने में प्रैक्टिकल प्रॉब्लम आ रही है. सो दिस इज द इंपॉर्टेंस ऑफ ट्रस्ट. और वो जो ट्रस्ट फैक्टर है वो कई बार इतना बड़ा होता है कि हम लोग उसको कई बार रियलाइज नहीं करते. नाउ यूज ऑफ फंड्स, ये ट्रस्ट फैक्टर से लिंक्ड है. That if somebody puts in 5 crores in your company, how will you use the funds? How much marketing, how much team building, how much product development? So fund guys आजकल जो consumer side में है, they are wanting that आप उनका 90% fund जो दे रहे हो उसको आप डिजिटल मार्केटिंग या मार्केटिंग में लगा दो. They want to see market growth. They want you to see market share. So उनका आजकल सबका यही है कि मेरा 90% आप मार्केटिंग में लगाओ. आई वॉन्ट टू सी मार्केट शेयर. मेरे को 25% मार्केट शेयर चाहिए, लॉसेस का मैं बाद में देख लूंगा. मैं वो वैल्यूएशन अच्छी मिल रही है ना, तो बैलेंस शीट से कमा लो, पीएनएल से मत कमाओ, प्रॉफिट एंड लॉस से. वैसे भी जो बैलेंस शीट होती है वो पीएनएल के मल्टीपल्स में चलती है. टेस्ला $1 ट्रिलियन की कंपनी है, लेकिन वो कार बेच के इतना नहीं कमाती जिसका 50,000 गुना वो अपने स्टॉक से कमा लेती है. तो वो अप्रोच है आजकल, बैलेंस शीट अप्रोच. दिस इज द फ्यूचर रोड मैप. व्हाट will you create in the next 3-4 years, 5 years? So I'm open to questions. This was the brief presentation, and my idea of explaining the presentation was entirely keeping it very practical. And I'm available on LinkedIn, on email, on my WhatsApp, and I have given all these details in the chat. On the chat I have given the LinkedIn and everything. Thank you so much, Gaurav ji. Thank you, Ashu ji.
Thank you so much, Tushar ji. Thank you so much for such a elaborated and wonderful presentation. Like going through your presentation, it was giving a very detailed idea that what should be our approach, because ultimately we work on many things but we never work on the approach. Because अगर आपका सही अप्रोच है तो शायद आप देश के प्रधानमंत्री से भी मिल सकते हैं, बट आपका अप्रोच सही होना चाहिए. And this is what I have very minutely learned from the presentation, what you are seeing, just shown to us. One more thing which you were talking about, Tushar ji, is like one has to be in the ecosystem to get things, to get help. For example, आपने एक IIT alumni ecosystem की बात की, आपने एक हार्वर्ड के ecosystem की बात की, इसी तरह आपको मैं आप लोगों को बताना चाहूंगा, I would like to tell you all that our forum, MSME and startups forum itself has a startup cell. What we are, and this cell is very well connected with Atal Incubation Mission, which is being launched by Niti Aayog, and we are working very closely with the centers, Atal incubation centers, and also the Atal incubation community centers. These centers are helping startups to not only get what should be their ideation stage to their prototyping and to the formal final stages. This is also helping to prepare many things, like as Tusharji is doing on preparing you for the right finance, right funding perspective. But there are many things which you have to be get prepared, because many time I meet startup, वो बहुत ही फास्ट सोचते हैं, लाइक कि मैंने ये कर लिया, मैंने ये कर लिया, मुझे मन क्यों नहीं बोल रहा है, जब their graph is like it goes up like this and goes down like this, and that itself is not a very good symptom. जो मैं देखता हूँ उनको बहुत तेज बहुत एक्साइटमेंट भी बहुत फास्ट होती है और नाराजगी भी बहुत फास्ट हो जाती है. दे स्टार्ट ब्लेमिंग टू द पीपल की सिर्फ बातें होती हैं, होता नहीं है. बट ऑफ कोर्स the thing is that you have to be very much prepared whatever you are going for, and for that you need to have into the ecosystem where you keep on learning. And while going through this presentation and reading the comments and the chats, I was seeing very good questions coming from the people who are there part of this webinar. Is one I would start with. Okay. One, we have Mr. Aman with us. He said he asked one question: how to approach the investors for the idea stage startup whose prototype is not ready? How to prepare pitch deck for that? So again, this is something pre-revenue side, and in fact in the ideation stage. So how, what should be the pitch deck and how it should be like prepared and presented? So Sharji, if you can help us to answer this question.
Sir, pitch deck is a 15 slide document. Now, 15 slide can be 30 slides also, but the thing is, जो इन्वेस्टर है उसका अटेंशन स्पैन कम है, क्योंकि इतनी कॉल्स, इतने नई नई डील्स आती रहती हैं. सो इफ यू वांट क्वालिटी टाइम, then you keep it crisp. You keep it 15 slides. And if you are keeping it 15 slides, you have to cover all the things in the pitch deck very intelligently. So we create pitch decks. My team does that. So what we do is we cover all the points required with a good design, and we don't fill the slides with a lot of data. We keep it light, and we try to use graphics and graphs and charts and very unique very unique things to explain the business in very simple terms. Because investor, when he comes on the first call, he will give you 45 minutes to 1 hour. So he will just understand what you are doing. Now, once he understands all the critical points, like problem statement, like solution, like team, like product, and like your go-to-market strategy, like what is the fund you want to raise. And once he has covered all the points, and he also understands that he from his investment thesis point of view, आप कितना match कर रहे हो. So वो जब matching करते हैं, then the second call, of course, he will give you 10 more questions कि आप इसका data मुझे दे दो. At that time, you can stuff him with the data which you require. But initially, keep it light, keep it simple. You can, one of the things which I advise to everyone is to have a good consultant or an investment banker. And we are investment bankers. We help in 5 ways. So one of the way we help in is frequently asked questions by the investors. Secondly, आजकल यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स जो टर्म है वो बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है इन्वेस्टर के लिए, विच मीन्स हर यूनिट जो आप बेच रहे हो वो प्रॉफिटेबल है या नहीं, उसको लॉस पे तो नहीं बेच रहे. जो वी वर्क का जो आईपीओ डिवॉल्व हो गया था, नहीं आया था, उसके बाद से यूनिट इकोनॉमिक्स, तो हम उसमें एडवाइस करते हैं। तीसरा, इन्वेस्टर आपको एक टर्म शीट इशू करता है जिसमें सारी टर्म्स एंड कंडीशंस, अमाउंट कितना डालेगा, इंस्ट्रूमेंट कौन सा लेगा, रिटर्न उसको क्या चाहिए, वो सारी चीजें होती हैं। सो वी हेल्प इन नेगोशिएशन ऑफ टर्म शीट। उसके बाद वो ड्यू डिलिजेंस करता है अपनी कंपनी की कि आपने जो उसको बातें बोली हैं वो सही है या नहीं, अकाउंटिंग पर्सपेक्टिव से, कॉन्ट्रैक्ट पर्सपेक्टिव से, लीगल पर्सपेक्टिव से, स्टैट्यूटरी पर्सपेक्टिव से। उस टाइम पे वी हेल्प यू। एंड लास्ट, वो शेयर होल्डर एग्रीमेंट साइन करता है आपके साथ, तो वी हेल्प यू देयर ऑल्सो। सो ये सारा जो रिक्वायरमेंट है, इसमें शॉर्टकट्स नहीं होते, एंड दैट्स हाउ वन कैन prepare oneself.
Great. Thank you so much. And going back to the start of your presentation, I have seen that you have very beautifully shared that one has to be very particular about creating their own brand assets, like personal asset, which is your maybe your LinkedIn profile. In fact, nowadays Facebook is also being very minutely noticed, and also blogging. Blogging is something which actually gives people a very good impression. So I would request everyone that you should spend some good time on your personal asset creation, because it is because any example what you are quoting, the name of the uh, uh, startup was coming before the name of the company as a startup. For example, you took the name of Kunal Shah, then you took the name of Free Charge. So somewhere the startup or the founder itself has a very good value before getting for the funding. So I would request everyone to create your personal asset as well as requested by Tusharji in the initial part of the presentation. My next question to you is coming from Mr. Devashish, and he's saying if a financial product's giving 5% ROC monthly, will you be interested in investing? So I don't know whether you are investor or not, but you are representing a pool of investors. So he might be trying to reach out the investors through you, Tusharji, if you can answer.
Sir, 5% ROC, I hope it is not cryptocurrency, because कि, किसी कंपनी को 5% ROC अश्योर करना, तो या तो वो मतलब या तो उसको सुनो भी मत, या फिर उसको फटाफट साइन कर लो। तो दो ही चीजें हो सकती है। So, on the face of it, 5% ROC, yes, of course, I would like to hear. I'm an investor in 4 companies, and one I exited also. So, मेरे पास इन्वेस्टर्स हैं, आई एम कनेक्टेड टू मोर देन 320 investors since the last 7 years. So happy to hear more. You can email me what you have in mind, or then we can talk also.
Okay, and I would also, Devashish ji, we also try to promote the superheroes of our startup cell who are coming with the beautiful ideas with a beautiful return on investment concepts. So we would also try to I'm sure publish the success stories. Of course, once you'll meet Tusharji, he would understand more and try to do the due diligence. What is, because people says but cannot were not delivered to deliver. That is also a very big point in startup stories what we have seen. So please connect with Tusharji for this. I am going to take another question. Okay, it's a very generic question. Sir, can you suggest some resources and books for the students who want to start their entrepreneur journey? So this is also very important too, because something which start from education itself, because we are thinking on creating an ecosystem where everything start from the basic education, which is +2 level as well. So if not +2, if they want to at the +2 also, if they have some book resource or any book which is being published can be referred as a bible for the entrepreneurs or the budding entrepreneurs or the future entrepreneurs, if you have anything in mind to share for them.
सर, जो सबसे बेसिक बुक है जो हर बच्चे को स्कूल से ही पढ़ लेनी चाहिए, वो है रिच डैड पुअर डैड। तो वो ये आपको बताता है कि देखो, आप अगर जॉब करने के लिए स्टडी कर रहे हो और बिजनेस करने के लिए कर रहे हो, इन दोनों में एक फर्क है। फर्क क्या है कि अगर आप जॉब के लिए कर रहे हो तो आप डिग्री के पीछे भागोगे, फिर आप जॉब सिक्योरिटी, जो एक वर्ड जिसका कोई मीनिंग नहीं है पूरी दुनिया में, उसके पीछे भागोगे, फिर आप अच्छे बॉस के पीछे भागोगे, फिर आप ऐसी चीजों के पीछे भागोगे कि जिन चीजों पर दुनिया एक्चुअली चल रही है वो आपको समझ में ही नहीं आएगा। और 30% से ज्यादा इनकम टैक्स दोगे तो सारी दुनिया यूएस में 40% है, तो मैक्सिमम टैक्स ब्रैकेट में रहोगे और सबसे कम अचीव करोगे इन टर्म्स ऑफ मनी। वो उसका रिच डैड क्या कहता है, उसका रिच डैड ये कहता है कैपिटल गेन्स टैक्स यूएस में 0 है, वॉरेन बफे 0 टैक्स देता है, वो टैक्स देता ही नहीं है, दुनिया का सबसे रिच आदमी है। और इंडिया में 10% है, सिंगापुर में 10% है। तो यानी दुनिया के जो टैक्सेशन सिस्टम है वो आपको कह रहा है बी अ रिच मैन, बी वेल्दी, make money from money, not by other things. Make money from money, make money from stock market, make money from startup investing, make money on the balance sheet side. तो मैं अगर स्टार्टअप कोई बंदा शुरू करता है, he has to be mad enough because सैलरीज देनी है, प्रोडक्ट में पैसा डालना है, कंपेटिटर इश्यू है, फेलियर का चांस ज्यादा है, घर वाले कहते हैं क्या पागलपंती कर रहा है, सो यू नो ही इज बैटलिंग अगेंस्ट ऑल ऑड्स। सो बट यू नो द रिवॉर्ड इज बोट हेडफोन 4 साल के अंदर $100 मिलियन। तो मतलब रिवॉर्ड देखो आप कि वो क्या रिवॉर्ड है। अब ये तो है नहीं दैट एवरी स्टार्टअप गाय हु स्टार्ट्स ऑफ will become Elon Musk. But you know, even if he doesn't become Elon Musk, he can create 20 crore company, 10 crore company, 30 crore company, even 5 crore company. So the rewards are much more, and you know, it will lead to आपका much more success over the long term. So वो रिच डैड पुअर डैड मेरे को बहुत अच्छी लगती है, और बुक्स की तो कोई कमी नहीं है, मतलब आप देखो एक से एक अच्छी बुक्स है, एंड आई विल बी हैप्पी टू सजेस्ट मोर आल्सो। कॉफी कैन इन्वेस्टिंग एक बुक है सौरभ मुखर्जी की, हु रन्स मार्सेलस इन्वेस्टमेंट्स इन मुंबई। तो स्टॉक मार्केट लोग कहते हैं या तो सट्टा है, या फिर राकेश झुनझुनवाला कहते हैं कि साइंस है। तो उसने स्टॉक मार्केट इन्वेस्टिंग को बहुत सिंपल बना दिया एक किताब से, कि आपको यू आर पुटिंग मनी इन अ बिजनेस, यू आर नॉट पुटिंग मनी ऑन अ नंबर ऑन द स्क्रीन, यू आर पुटिंग मनी इन अ बिजनेस। सो आपको उस बिजनेस के बारे में जानना पड़ेगा, कमिटमेंट होना पड़ेगा, लॉन्ग टर्म सोचना पड़ेगा, फंडामेंटल इन्वेस्टिंग करनी पड़ेगी, तब जाके आप पैसा बनाओगे। तो वो एक दूसरी किताब है जो मेरे को बहुत अच्छी लगती है।
Very nice. Thank you. Thank you so much. In fact, I would request all the people here present here may not be startup or might be startup. मुझे लगता है कि Rich Dad Poor Dad is the book which one should read. ये must read book है. तो मैं I highly recommend this book that one should read it because you get lot to learn from this particular book. I can see I was seeing a hand raise from Mr. Aman. Aman जी अगर आप if you are there, kindly unmute and ask your question directly with Tushar ji here. Mr. Aman.
Yes, Gaurav ji. So, Tushar ji, it was a great presentation. First of all, thank you for giving this presentation. So, I would like to ask, what is the initiative that government can give for an idea stage startup?
Okay. So, if you are an idea stage startup, the first thing you should do is to register in Startup India. So your company, you know, should not be more than 10 years old. It should be a private limited or a partnership company. It turnover should not be more than 100 crores. Or existing business, say, it should not be split up from a existing company. And you know, and it should be creating something innovative. So if all these factors are there, then you can get register yourself in Startup India, and you can also get DPIT that certificate, which let me tell you one, you know, out of 50,000 startups, only 900 have got the DPIT tax certificate, which gets them tax benefit for 3 years. So you aim for that also. Secondly, form a private limited company if you want to get funded, because only the private limited company will get funded. Then you form a balanced team. If you are a non-technology person, but you are creating a technology company, definitely get a technology co-founder. Because जब तक टेक्नोलॉजी पे हैंडल नहीं होगा, आप लोग सक्सीड नहीं कर सकते. So have a balanced team. Then you create a pitch deck. So that pitch deck we will make for you. Or, sorry. And then we will do your valuation, and we will create a business plan, which is a 25-page project report. And then you can start approaching the investors. And investors are 2-3 types of investors. One is angel investor. It can be rupee investor or a dollar investor. So jo rupee wala hai, he will put 5 lakhs, 10 lakhs, 15 lakhs, 25 lakhs. The dollar investor will put 2 crore, 3 crore, 1.5 crore, because he's earning in dollars. Can be a banker from Singapore, Hong Kong. And the second stage is accelerators and incubators. So we are connected, like I am connected with 24 accelerators and incubators. They will put small money. They will put 15 lakhs, 20 lakhs, 25 lakhs. Then there are government startup schemes. So the startup scheme can give you, these are like almost like donations. I mean, you don't have to return it back. So like 25 lakhs, 50 lakhs, but it will take you 1 year to complete the paperwork. So there you can also take help of MSME Forum, because MSME Forum is very well connected in the government and in all the MSME and Startup India schemes. And then you can look at if you are not getting money, venture capital money, then you can register yourself in MSME. But for that the company size has to be a little bit more, like 10 lakh turnover, 25 lakh turnover. So that is, you can do the MSME registration. So you will get benefits under MSME registration, like bank loans, less interest on loans, excise exemption, some direct tax exemption, and then these kind of incentives you get. And so these are the things. But for idea stage, there are 2 steps. One step is minimum viable product, MVP, and the second step is PMF, product market fit. So MVP means that yes, this idea can generate money. So अगर आप एक ऐप बनाना चाहते थे तो आपने ऐप बनाई, उसको टेस्ट किया और देखा कि हाँ रेवेन्यू आ रहा है. So MVP is there. Product market fit is more detailed. Like you can have 3 type of products, each having different specification and different price. And then the distribution strategy and the product positioning for all these 3 can be different. So you have everything like that sorted out. वो PMF होता है. Or then revenue is there. My advice to you is कि अगर आप idea stage पे कर रहे हो, then you can approach, we can take you to incubators and accelerators and also angel investors. So that is the option.
Thank you, Tushar. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanji. As rightly highlighted by Tusharji, that he is doing various things in his own capacity and the capacity of his company called consultancy. However, if you want to have a bigger approach, MSME and Startup Forum has a cell which is working very closely with the Government of India, Niti Aayog, on under in this all like as I said, there are incubation centers. You can connect with your local incubation center with the help of MSME and Startup Forum. I'll request Ashu ma'am or someone from the office that can, if you can mention the contact detail of our forum startup cell, so that someone like Amanji can connect with us. They can join the cell. They can get a lot of help. And though this is one event, but we do a lot of conversations with our new startups. Tusharji is one of like core member of our startup cell who is helping people on day-to-day basis on that particular whatever questions comes. He try to answer there and there itself. So I would request that people should connect to MSME startup cell, because you can also get connected with many startup India and stand up India schemes which is being launched by the government of India. Rightly said by Tusharji that if you feel that you are going better, you can get yourself registered with MSME. It's a very small and easy process. You have to get only Udyam registration done. And again, you can connect the cell. Cell can help you out to get how you can get yourself registered in MSMEs, and you can also have a connect with the debt funding by Government of India, especially SIDBI. I would try to take few questions from our viewers who are with our Facebook. So we have Miss Richa. She's trying to ask that how much revenue should be enough to raise $1 million. Mine is a unique e-commerce startup launched last year in August.
आप यू कैन आप उसको थंब रूल की तरह से कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो. इफ if a cloud kitchen startup is having 1 crore turnover, so cloud kitchen सेट करना इतना easy नहीं है because आपको इन्वेस्टमेंट अच्छा लगाना पड़ता है. तो 10 करोड़ टाइप का वैल्यूएशन मिल जाएगा. 1 करोड़ का अगर टर्नओवर है, so you will get a valuation. So you can raise 3 crore by diluting 30%. Now, if you are education technology, so education technology grows very fast. It is very scalable. So उसकी जो multiples हैं very high. So Byju's का जो latest investment हुआ है, Unacademy का जो latest हुआ है, वो 100 times turnover पे हुआ है. तो मैं ये नहीं कह रहा आपको 100 टाइम मिलेगा. But if you are in education technology, you have 1 crore turnover, you can ask for a valuation of 30-40 crores. So yours is a e-commerce thing. E-commerce, I wish, and hope it is on the D2C side. If it is on the D2C side, then you will get very good valuations because D2C is booming. But if it is competing with Flipkart and Amazon, or maybe you have created a very specific e-commerce site for very specific products, like Myntra is doing for apparel, and so in that case, you want to raise $1 million, and I would say by diluting 25% for $1 million means the valuation is $4 million. You should have at least a turnover. और आपके e-commerce में तो GMV चलता है ना, ग्रॉस मर्चेंडाइज वैल्यू, और टर्नओवर तो सेकंड स्टेज पे आता है. पहले तो GMV की बात होती है. तो GMV is the value of the products which were sold on the site. So for getting 4 million, I think your GMV should be not less than $2 million. 14-15 करोड़ 15 करोड़ का GMV, उस पे 20-25% का मार्जिन लगा लो. 25% margin on 15 crores is 4 crores. So 4 crore revenue will get you your $1 million for 25% stake.
Thank you. Thank you. Before going to the next question, I have just gone through the participants list, and I can see that some of the senior office bearers of the forum have joined. I can see Niranjan ji is here. Niranjan ji, welcome sir. Namaskar. आपने बहुत अच्छा लगा आपने join किया program. I can see Harjinder ji is also there. Harjinder ji, नमस्कार sir. आपने join किया हमें बहुत अच्छा लगा. I can also see that Ma'am Preeti Srivastav is also there. Thank you so much, Preeti ma'am, for joining. Ashu ma'am, you are always close to my heart, so my warmest welcome to you, because it is you who is making everything possible. And Alok ji, Chetan ji, thank you so much. You people have drawed some time to join this event. Nitish, thank you so much for joining this event. I'm so sorry if I'm missing out any of the name of any office bearer, but my heartiest welcome to you all. Any of the office the office bearer who is here. We would take only 2-3 more questions because we are already having less time, and we have a special vote of thanks from our young dynamic office bearer, Sri Raj K. Agrawal. So he would be having something to share at the end. So and the question answer session is starting from here. And as I said, Tusharji would be much available through his own capacity, through the capacity of the forum as well. Whosoever having any questions or unanswered questions can write to us, can write to the forum, can drop a SMS or a WhatsApp. Ashu ma'am has already mentioned her number on the chat box. So I would take few more questions, and then, okay, I can see someone with the name of Crazy Founder. I like the name of Crazy Founder. had I been an investor, I could have given you a chance before others, because crazy is something I like when investment is concerned. So crazy founder, please introduce yourself with your real name and ask your question directly from your desk.
हेलो सर।
Hello, please.
हेलो।
हाँ सर, मेरा नाम दिवाकर रॉय है एंड मैं वेस्ट बंगाल कोलकाता से हूँ एक्चुअली। एंड मैं 2 साल से एक टेक स्टार्टअप के ऊपर काम कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है। तो वो स्टार्टअप के मैं काम करके एक्चुअली कंप्लीट कर चुका हूँ, वो लाइव भी है प्रोडक्ट अभी, ठीक है। तो मैं हैंड रेज इसीलिए किया था कि अभी कुछ देर पहले मेरे को एक क्वेश्चन आया था कि वो टेक गवर्नमेंट फंड के बारे में आप लोग जो बात कर रहे थे ना, तो मेरे को तभी जाके हैंड रेस करने का मतलब इच्छा हुआ कि मैं सर से एक ही क्वेश्चन करना चाहता हूँ कि आपको क्या सच में लगता है कि गवर्नमेंट हम लोगों को मतलब स्टार्टअप्स को हेल्प करना चाहता है? ये क्वेश्चन का मेरे को आंसर चाहिए, बिकॉज मैं बहुत परेशान हूँ, बहुत फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हूँ इस सिचुएशन में। मेरा प्रोडक्ट रेडी है, मेरा वो वर्किंग है। 2 साल से गवर्नमेंट ऐसा रूल करके रखा है, मेरा हालत खराब है, मेरा सेविंग्स पूरा चला गया है। मैं अभी इतना फ्रस्ट्रेटेड हूँ, मतलब क्या बताऊँ यानी, एक के बाद एक लॉकडाउन यानी एक बारिश, सारा कुछ से मेरा हालत अभी खराब है एंड गवर्नमेंट
तुषार जी,
एक
before you
बार
answer
भी
this
हेल्प नहीं
question,
करता।
तुषार जी, before you
आप
answer this question,
MSME फोरम में आज हो देवाशीष,
दिवाकर।
इतने, सॉरी मिस्टर दिवाकर, ये इतने वेल कनेक्टेड लोग हैं, मैं आपको बता नहीं सकता, आप ट्राई करके देखो।
सर
तुषार
मैं
तुषार
आपको
जी,
आईआईटी मुंबई से पहले मिला था, ठीक है।
अच्छा।
बट एक 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 इंसिडेंट हुआ था आपके नाम पे, बिकॉज आप सारे लोगों से डायरेक्टली कनेक्टेड हो रहे थे, सारे लोगों को अपना फोन नंबर दे रहे थे। मैं फर्स्ट टाइम आपका अटेंड कर रहा हूँ, मेरा तो पूरा माइंडसेट चेंज हो गया कि आपका मतलब बहुत हेल्पफुल था। मैं 4 बजे से अभी भी पूरा सुन रहा हूँ। मेरा यहाँ पे पावर कट है, मैं गाँव से रहता हूँ, बट आपका बहुत अच्छा लगा मेरे को, मेरा
थैंक यू,
माइंड पूरा
थैंक
चेंज
यू।
हुआ है। बट पहले बहुत नेगेटिव इम्पैक्ट था कि आप जानबूझ के मतलब फोन नंबर दे रहे हो, सारे लोगों से हेल्प करने की कोशिश कर रहे हो, लोग आपके बारे में नेगेटिव बोल रहे थे, मैं भी पार्टिसिपेंट था। तो मैंने सारे लोग बोल रहे थे इनसे दूर रहो, मतलब
देखो,
हम
मैंने
लोगों को।
आज अपना नंबर नहीं दिया, मैंने मैंने लर्निंग ली है मैंने।
हाँ तो वही सर, मेरे को इतना गलत, मतलब मेरे को 15 मिनट जब मैंने सेशन स्टार्ट किया, आप जो समझा रहे थे, तो मेरे को इतना अच्छा लगा। मैं आज सुबह भी विवेक सर का एक सेमिनार था लाइव, आप लोगों को शायद पता होगा, वो भी अटेंड किया। बट उसमें 2 घंटा मेरे को टाइम देके जो ना फायदा मिला, मेरा को आपका 15 मिनट लेके मैं बहुत माइंड चेंज हुआ,
थैंक यू सो मच, थैंक यू।
बहुत हेल्प हुआ।
गौरव
तो
जी, आप
ये जो
बताइए आप कैसे हेल्प कर सकते हो इनकी।
ओके, पहली बात तो दिवाकर जी, मैंने सच बोला कि एक तो मैं आपके नाम से बड़ा इंस्पायर्ड हूँ, जो क्रेजी फाउंडर आपने लिखा है इस चैट बॉक्स में।
ऑल
सेकंड,
टेक इंडस्ट्री मेरे को इसी नाम से पहचानता है।
वंडरफुल। एंड सेकंड, जो मुझे सबसे अच्छी चीज आपकी लगी वो है आपकी ऑनेस्टी, आपकी ईमानदारी, बिकॉज यू हैव वेरी लाइटली हाईलाइटेड कि जो भी आपकी फीलिंग या मिसअंडरस्टैंडिंग तुषार जी को लोगों ने क्रिएट की थी, आपने उनके सामने ही रखा। जनरली लोग ये कैरेक्टरिस्टिक, ये फीचर लोगों के अंदर नहीं पाई जाती है। तो आई मस्ट थैंक यू, कॉन्ग्रेचुलेट यू फॉर बीइंग ऑनेस्ट, एंड दिस इज वन ऑफ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट फीचर ऑफ गेटिंग फंडिंग, दैट यू हैव टू बी ऑनेस्ट फ्रॉम स्टार्ट टू द एंड, कि आप जो भी है वही दिखिए, कुछ भी मतलब एग्जैगरेट करके मत दिखाइए आप, और अपने आप को वही हो जो बताइए, जो हो वही बताइए। रही बात गवर्नमेंट की हेल्प करने की बात, तो गवर्नमेंट ने तो अटल इंक्यूबेशन मिशन ही चला दिया है आपको हेल्प करने के लिए।
जहाँ
तो
से मैं
मिशन
अप्लाई
से
किया हूँ, बट कोई रेस्पॉन्स आया नहीं सर।
सर तो वही बता रहा हूँ। फिर उसके बाद आप कैसे अप्लाई किए हैं, कहाँ पे अप्लाई किए हैं, क्या आपका एप्लीकेशन नंबर है? देखिए, मैं आपको एक चीज बताऊं, मैं स्टार्टअप्स को तो सुनने के लिए तुषार जी हैं ही, मैं एक बड़ा जेनरिक सा एग्जांपल देता हूँ। यहाँ पे बहुत सारे एमएसएमई बैठे हुए हैं, और एमएसएमई का बहुत बड़ा कंप्लेंट पता है क्या होता है? कि बैंक्स लोन नहीं देते, बैंक्स लोन नहीं देते, गंदे होते हैं बैंक्स, बस बातें करते हैं। प्रधानमंत्री जी आते हैं, बोलते हैं, बैंक्स तो काम नहीं करते, उनके पर कोई कनेक्ट नहीं होता है। लेकिन मैं बताऊं, मैंने खुद बहुत सारी फाइल को स्टडी किया है, जो डेट फंडिंग के लिए फाइल जाती है, उसमें लोग एज पर द नॉर्म्स, एज पर द प्रोसीजर्स देते ही नहीं है। फॉर एग्जाम्पल, कि जब बैंक की फंडिंग के लिए लोग जाते हैं, और उसमें एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट चीज होती है, उसको बोलते हैं सिबिल, ठीक है? अगर आपका सिबिल ही खराब है, यहाँ पे बहुत सारे चार्टर्ड अकाउंटेंट्स बैठे हुए हैं मेरे साथ, वो सुन भी रहे होंगे, तुषार जी खुद अपने बहुत मतलब फाइनेंस में बहुत ही बड़े एक जानकार हैं। तो सिबिल ही आपकी खराब है, उस केस में भी बैंक आपको बोलती है जी ये करके आओ, ये करके आओ, तो हम आपको फंड देंगे, आपको सपोर्ट करेंगे। लोग वो तो नहीं करते हैं, लेकिन वो सिबिल ना खराब होने की वजह से बैंक में लोन नहीं मिल रहा, उसके वजह से अपने तो अपने दुनिया के को भी बोलने लगते हैं जी नहीं मिलता। और हमारे भारत में एक बहुत बड़ा दुर्भाग्य है, इट्स हार्ड लक फॉर अस दैट वी आर हाईली प्रेशराइज्ड फ्रॉम द मिथ्स। मिथ बन रखी है यहाँ पे कि जी ये नहीं होता, वो नहीं होता, ये नहीं होता। मैं कहता हूँ जी करने वाला होना तो हर कुछ होता है। लोग चांद पे चले जाते हैं, वहां जमीन खरीद लेते हैं, वो भी बिक रही है, आपको पता है, ठीक है। सो एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल। However, what is required is right connect and right approach, right? और उसीलिए हमने तुषार जी जैसे लोगों को हम कनेक्ट करना चाहते हैं कि आपसे जहां गलतियां हो रही हैं, जो भी आप ठीक से नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, या स्टार्टअप सेल हमने बनाया कि जो भी आपको चीजें समझ में नहीं आ रही है, पहली बात तो इसका इंफॉर्मेशन लीजिए, सेकंड उसका राइट तरीका इख्तियार करिए, और फिर राइट अप्रोच से अप्लाई करिए। सब कुछ पॉसिबल है, एवरीथिंग इज पॉसिबल। आई वुड बी quickly taking one more questions or two, I think we can take, and then we will go to the vote of thanks. So we had Sarika ma'am. Sarika ma'am, you wanted to ask something, or you are through with your question answer?
Yes sir, good evening sir.
Good evening.
Actually सर बोल रहे हैं कि लोन नहीं मिलता है। ऐसा नहीं है, लोन मिलता है। मैंने PMEGP से 25 लाख रुपए का लोन लिया हुआ है, और मैं अभी कोविड की वजह से मेरा थोड़ा काम नहीं चल रहा है, और बहुत ही अच्छा रिस्पांस मिलता है बैंक से भी। अब अगर आपका, जैसे आपने बोला, सिबिल अच्छा है, तो बहुत ही अच्छी तरह से आपको ट्रीट किया भी जाता है और आपको हेल्प भी मिलती है वहां से।
थैंक यू मैम, थैंक यू। सो बहुत ही सही समय पे बहुत अच्छी बात सारिका मैम ने बताई। ये स्टार्टअप्स के लिए बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है कि जितने स्टार्टअप्स यहाँ पे बैठे हैं, गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ MSME ने एक स्कीम बनाई है, उसका नाम है PMGEP, प्रधानमंत्री रोजगार एम्प्लॉयमेंट जनरेशन प्रोग्राम, राइट। सो आप उसमें अप्लाई करिए, और उसका बहुत ही इजी प्रोसेस है। लास्ट टाइम हमारे साथ जो माननीय मंत्री जी हैं मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ MSME के, श्री नितिन गडकरी जी, उनके एडवाइजर आए थे, उन्होंने एक एक स्टेप हमें बताया था कि कैसे PMGP पे आप अप्लाई कर सकते हैं। और हमारे स्टार्टअप सेल में आप कंसल्ट करिए, आप वहां पे अप्लाई करिए, और लोगों को लोन मिल रहा है। हमारे बीच में ही बैठी हैं सारिका मैम, जिन्होंने बताया कि दैट इज पॉसिबल, एंड आई हैव ऑलरेडी गॉट 25 लाख सपोर्ट फ्रॉम देयर। उसके अलावा सारिका मैम, आपके लिए एक गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया ने एक और स्कीम बना रखी है, स्टैंड अप इंडिया, दैट इज बेसिकली फॉर वुमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स ओनली। तो आप उसमें भी अप्लाई कर सकते हैं।
हाँ सर, मुझे अप्लाई
आपको
करना है।
उसमें आपको 1 करोड़ तक की फंडिंग मिलती है मैम, so you can apply from there as well. So I think we are through with the questions. Any questions which is not answered, this is just a start of the show. तुषार जी के साथ हम मिलते रहेंगे, हम बहुत सारे शोज उनके साथ करने वाले हैं, बहुत सारे वेबिनार्स करने वाले हैं, बहुत सारे डिस्कशंस करने वाले हैं। We thank you so much तुषार जी for making it interactive. आपने बहुत ही क्रिस्पी प्रेजेंटेशन बनाई थी और बहुत ही इंटरेक्टिव रखा था। And over to you, Raj. Rajji, I welcome you to deliver the vote of thanks.
सभी को नमस्ते। आई एम CA Raj K Agrawal, Director Strategic Planning and Technical Advisory in this forum. This was an extremely wonderful session and it went so well. So before I say any further thing and the people go away, I would ask Tushar ji to again promise us that he'll be delivering more such lectures on this point, as because we can find that we still did not have so much of crowd as we expected for this webinar. So maybe for the second time, when the people get word of mouth for this seminar, more people would approach us. So Tushar ji, we would like to have a promise from you that you will be conducting more such sessions for us, wherein we can just benefit more people, maybe 10 times, 40 times of this crowd.
I promise I am available on one call to anybody from MSME and Startups Forum, and you just let me know and I will come there. And I want to thank the office bearers and MSME and Startups Forum. You guys are doing a wonderful job, and you are helping so many people. And I would like to thank everyone who came here today also and took out their valuable time. Thank you so much.
Right. Every startup needs funding as well as mentoring. I believe funding is more critical and more difficult, which was pointed out by Tushar ji today. We can even see that there are so many startups who are there into incubation centers and other places wherein they would get one thing, that is mentoring. But I believe there also they are facing this problem of funding. So even the incubation heads, managers also find it difficult to connect to the right kind of investors. And this is all because of the reason that even the investment seekers are not prepared completely. And Tusharji pointed out so many other things, that how to prepare pitch desk, what are the pointers that need to be mentioned over there, how could you get your valuation done. And the most important thing that he said, that he is even available for all kind of support that any startup needs in order to get these things prepared. So I would thank Tushar Kansalji from the core of my heart for doing this wonderful session for us. We have our National Vice President, Sri Harjinder Singh sir, and thank you so much for sparing your time here. Thank you so much, Gaurav Bhaiya, Ashu ma'am, for making this wonderful session happen today. And last but not the least, this event could be made such wonderful event or big event only because of all you wonderful participants over here. Thank you so much, everyone.